Hello and welcome to the Desert Sands, and particularly the quest An Offering of Blood, which you may recall if you saw that episode, um, proved to be a sad end for our Storm Singer attempt on this one in the epic. We got basically murdered by lag, so I figured maybe we could come back here and try to exact bloody revenge as our character, our fledgling Tempest Ranger, begins to take shape. And it's happening quite quickly. The pieces of the. It feels like at 13 now we are. The pieces of the jigsaw seem to be falling into place quite nicely. I'll relate what I was going to before we go in. You'll notice we still have the Fialan buffs here. Still remembering to try and take those, although if I'm honest, they do run out after an hour, and I typically renew them only when I'm trying to record something in an effort not to die. They're totally worth having. Two of the resistances, my Sonic and Acid, were down in the 10 or below before taking the buffs. So that side of things is definitely worth having. Um, okay, let's have a look what we've got here. Oh yes, Stone Guard opponents in general. I know it's not just for our class and our setup, but they are brutally tough to chip down. I did the one of the Dragonborn quests when there's a group of giants. I think it's called the Newcomers. There's a group of giants in one corner, one of which is like a leader of the group, the boss. And this happened to be a Stone Guard, and oh my god! And this was before I got the exposing strike back, so I was taking full beating from him while I was trying to beat him down. We did manage it, but my goodness, that hurt. Um, yeah, it just feels like, having reached 13, we're beginning to make the buggers pay for the enormous amount of suffering we've endured to reach this far. Um, it certainly feels very good to be carving things up now the way they did to us. I'm thinking back to that Tear of Deccan quest where we just died with a whimper basically, didn't we? Alright, it was a Fear Reaper, but we weren't looking particularly good leading up to that point. So to be turning the tables on them feels immensely satisfying given the struggles we've had to reach this point. Um, what's this? Oh yes, we had um, the the dragon's ending to the Castle Ravenloft level 10 quest that people don't like and even reset on occasion when they get that in the legendary questing. So he went in there on Reaper 1 and he absolutely butchered the four dragons, taking full advantage of the AoE and the haste boost and the Reaper boost. We really did make a mess of them, and I was smiling from ear to ear, I can tell you. Very nice. Um, Worth noting as well, there is no melee specific past life helping purple at all in this. If you wanted any point of reference, he has no. I mean, you could get 9 double strike from martial past lives. I think they are 3 enchant weapon from arcane. There are some. What else is there that could help? I mean, I mentioned it in a previous one. I think the iconic ranger, the Asimar Scourge. I think 3 of those. The active toggle would be another 6 double strike. So there's plenty of stuff out there that could certainly boost us up significantly, and he has none of it. So he's doing this, I think we'll say, on merit, or at least on merit given the gear he has and the enhancements we've chosen to take up to now. I've begun to. It always takes me a while to get into a new build anyway, and in Purple's case he's changing every life, so it is a little bit destabilizing. I suppose that could be construed as an excuse for failure. An extent it is, but he's beginning to get into a groove with the tools we've got available. It feels like the pieces of the jigsaw are slotting into place now. Going into a fight against a group, we like to lead with Dance of Death to make any follow-up attack AoE, and the Growing Storm to gradually boost the damage, and then hitting Whirlwind attack immediately after Growing Storm usually sets the Growing Storm to the max damage, the 10 plus 10 damage, because that Whirlwind attack hits loads of stuff. Shortly after Dance of Death, it will be nice to use Exposing Strike. I've only just put that back on the bar, so we haven't been able to experiment with this yet. But Exposing Strike as an AoE will be very nice. So being able to bluff out several opponents. And I look forward to using our old 1-2 combo, Exposing Strike and Tendon Cut, against any dangerous bosses. They're not all vulnerable to it, but plenty of them are, including the plenty of end bosses. So to reduce the movement. Now is that just movement, or is it also attack speed? I would guess that reducing movement sort of by implication reduces attack speed. So I think it's going to be something that's going to help us to do anyway. And that once we've got all the AoE stuff going and the boosts if needed, we can isolate the nasty targets like Reapers and Crowns and hit them with this Exposing Strike to neutralize them to all intents and purposes. So that's very nice to have too. That's the only crowd control that we have. Otherwise, as you folks have said in the past, our crowd control is to kill, and he's beginning to get better at it. What else did I have to mention? Oh yes, feat auto granted. I think this came at level 12. We now have the greater 2-weapon fighting. So this is one nice thing about this particular choice with the Ranger, this choice of build, the Tempest build. You get all the 2-weapon line auto granted. You don't have to spend a feat to choose the thing. So we're free to take other interesting things like the feat hungry whirlwind attack, and later at 15 I plan to try the spring attack, add that to our arsenal as well. So we could conceivably lead with the spring attack, because I think that affects everything around the target too. We can sort of charge in with that and then do our AoE stuff afterwards. So I'm looking forward to testing that out. I think that's about it for the waffle. So we're going to buff up, get stuck in, and hopefully we are going to exact bloody revenge for the wrongs done to us in here in a past life. Of course, now I said that, we're going to fail miserably. I really hope not, because it feels like we're at the beginning of something here. We're pushing on like upwards, like the bottom of the curve felt like sort of level 8, 9, 10, where we were really struggling and getting beaten up badly in the quests. And from 12 onwards we seem to, well sorry, 11 when the Golden Greaves came. I've noticed we have Featherfall, and that means I have the wrong gear equipped. That's not good, is it? Okay, let's wait until we pick up the thing, and then we're gonna hit the boosts, all the good stuff thrown in. Let's hit you with the oh yes, oh look at that, my word, happy days. Hit him with the Exposing Strike and he just melted, didn't he? And that's on quite a short cooldown. You can have some of that as well. Keep pushing on, keep pushing on. You can have some Exposing Strike and all. Happy days. Every now and again I think I'll stop and face them, but not until we really need to. And crown's top priority. Whirlwind very good at mopping things up. I think we'll have another haste boost because we're getting a little bit overwhelmed here, aren't we? Okay, let's get out of here. Our deflect arrows should help us with not being hit too much when we're trying to run along. You need an exposing strike if I can find one. We do have an always on blur, although that's nerfed in Reaper mode. Come on, don't stall too much here. Hit and run. The biggest problem I'm going to have, I can't, oh, you need dealing with. Beautiful. We're not stopping for any chests or anything like that. I can't wait until I'm out of combat, because you're basically never out of combat in this, so my healing is perpetually nerfed. So I'm just going to have to keep topping it up and hope it's enough. Dance of Death, Growing Storm in. Oh, hit the boost for the Reaper. Get the exposing strike on him and watch him melt. Beautiful, beautiful that. Although we did get a chunk taken out of us as well, which I'm not happy about. Can I kind of pause here a little bit to try to recover some health? Maybe... No, they're gonna stop me doing that, aren't they? Okay. I don't think we can spare a boost here because we're gonna end up running out. Try and keep the heals coming. He's taking a nice pounding there. Another exposing strike. Boom. That hits hard, even though not as hard as the ranged version would. Oh, we've got a mini boss coming after us, I think, here. I tried to do an AoE exposing strike there. I think it might have done. Now this is the boss, isn't it? Should I have boosted there? Maybe I should. Okay, we got rid of the big thing. Let's get out of here. For once we got a full heal. I think we lost some of our spells to dispel magic again. There, they did it. I can't see what they've... Oh, they've taken away just about everything there, haven't they? What's that lasting 40 odd? Resist energy electric? Who cast that on us? It wasn't me. Don't know where that's come from. Let's recast Ram's Might and jump. And I didn't have time to put anything else, sadly. Look at that nice AoE again. I don't have time to collect the bags dropped on the floor, which is a shame because I would like to have some of the bronze fragments. Okay, I lied. Bronze tokens. Can we put heroism back? Yeah. Oh, we've got into a right mess there. Completely stuck. That's not good. I hate, with this build, hate being surrounded. It doesn't do well in those circumstances. They really pummeled us, didn't they? Not good. Look at at this. As soon as we hit the Dance of Death, the AoE just melts them. Beautiful. You can have some exposing strike. Yes, happy days. That really... Whoa, one shot. That really feels like it's the final part of a jigsaw, that Dance of Death. Right, we're coming up to the spot where we had such a nightmare last time. I wish I had invis. Sadly, I don't. We can put the death ward back on. We don't even have freedom of movement. I could add it with a ring, but then I'd be losing our speed. Just want to try and get through this ASAP and not take too much damage. Right, that'll do. That wasn't bad. Nice job. Every time you see that yellow symbol over the top, that's the exposing strike is used. Dance of Death again, AoEs. Now, unless something really horrible happens here, I think we're going to make this and make it in style. I'm just going to nick this treasure bag if I can I? Or don't lose the quest for it. For those who didn't know, you can use those tokens to get some really tasty items from the vendor in the sands. Come on, let's make it happen, people. Yeah, we're tearing them apart. Beautiful. I'd say that classes as payback for damages suffered. 1-0 for the cat. More than happy about that. The thing that worried me most going into that one was the healing issue. As you saw there, we are managing, at least with the cure moderate, to do some kind of top up, even with the Reaper nerf. Normally, in a normal quest where you don't have to keep push, I would be waiting for a break in the fight and be getting sort of, well, this kind of thing. Between 60 and 80 in heals, which is adequate, I think, for just topping up in between time. But when it's more like 30 and you're getting pummeled like we were, I think the biggest reason we survived there was these DR15 boots. Can't speak highly enough of them. Also, I took the opportunity when I was building back in the Deepwood tree, rather than do the standard thing, taking 3 in there for a sneak attack dice that we won't really use too much. I went for 5 in these two, because that's giving us 20 positive spell power. Add to that the cores, which are giving 30 in total, and suddenly, even with a crappy positive level 3 item, we're up to 150 positive. So suddenly our heals are not sucking quite so badly, and for soloing that's quite important. So I'm quite happy with how that's worked, and how it's allowed us to not have to rely on clunky hirelings anymore. Hirelings I could and should have used earlier consistently between, like, well, when the Cure Serious starts falling off, maybe levels 6 to 10, something like that. And then once the Golden Greave boots arrive to take the edge off the incoming damage, you're in a much better place then, as hopefully you've seen. We're not too far away now from 14, are we? I'm going to go and finish, we're about halfway through Ravenloft, so I'll go and finish that, I won't do whisking this time around because I don't have a DDO, so that could be quite a nightmare if the first tower I go up proves not to be the one. That would be a definite reason to group with whisking, because otherwise getting from the top of one tower to the start of the next one could be quite problematic. Right, that's it for this one. Thank you very much as always for looking. I will speak to you in the next one. Take care.